Hello, this is Movie Freaks Reviews. I'm Bill,
And I'm Callie.
and today we're going to do Movie Club. And it was Sandra's pick this time, my sister, and she chose Shirley Valentine from 1989. It's got a rating of 7.2 on IMDb. It's directed by Louis Gilbert, and it stars Pauline Collins, Tom Conti, and Julia Mackenzie. The synopsis: Shirley is a 42-year-old Liverpudlian bored housewife who takes a holiday trip to Greece. Meeting a local man who bolsters her self-confidence, she evolves and transforms to the point of finally being unrecognizable by her husband. So, babe, what are your thoughts?
Takeaway first.
All right, I'll start. Uh, yeah, so I've probably seen this film. It's probably my third time seeing it. I know it's like my mom's favorite, and so I guess my sister likes it too. I've always thought it was good. Yeah, it's got good acting, a good story. Yeah, it's about, like I was mentioning. It's basically about a woman. She's reached like basically her midlife crisis. She's bored with her husband. Her husband is he basically has like every day he has like a set meal that she has to prepare. He just comes home all grumpy every day and just wants his dinner, and so she's kind of had enough of that and she wants something more, and she gets a chance to go to Greece with her friend, and that's where the movie takes off. Um, I thought it was good. I don't know the kind of the message it sends. Like I'm kind of worried about like she's going off to Greece, and basically she's not going to have an affair, but like basically that's like best case scenario for her for her to enjoy this trip. She doesn't, it's not mentioned, but it's kind of there. And I think if it was a guy in that situation, he'd it would people would kind of villainize him, but it's a woman, so it's she's treated like, oh, go girl. So I'm not sure like what kind of message that gives, but I thought the acting was good. The story was really good. It had a good. I like the pace to it. It had like it wasn't rushed. It was like it just had a good, just a like a nice. I don't know how to describe it. Just an enjoyable pace. That it's not a fast movie, but it takes its time to tell a story, and it does it really well. I think this is a good movie. Like it's not really my type of movie. It's more like it's more a movie that middle aged woman would probably love. But I can see the appeal. I get the whole midlife crisis thing that you're bored with life and you want to you think there's something more that you're missing. But yeah, I thought it was good. How about you, babe?
Actually, that this movie was based on the true story. And the name of the woman was Annie, and she was 54 years old.
Really?
She went on vacation to Greece, and she fell in love, and she ended up marrying the Greek guy and having a son. So
Nice.
I mean, so they don't exactly did what was supposed. I think they make a little bit more different the end. But I think this movie is a little bit of each of a housewife life. It's like after for a while, you end up talking to yourself. I did that many times, and it being result of being just bored every day doing the same thing. You lose that passion that you guys have for each other. You lose yourself. You don't dream anymore what you want to do. Is that all you have to do it, you know?
Hmm.
And when you go on vacation by yourself, that's why I don't agree to women go vacation alone. Men go vacation alone because you feel that living, not surviving. Like when you're home doing everyday job, when you're on vacation, you are living. So you live in your dream of being free, meet new people, new man, new girl, and sadly you have that mind. What's happening, whatever you are, In this case, what happened in Greece, stay in Greece. In Vegas, stay in Vegas. What
I
happened? So I mean, everybody have that fantasy, and sometimes you so overwhelming what's happening to you because for a long time, in case of the woman, that was in this movie, used to listen anything nice about you, about yourself. You're beautiful. You're this. Your stretch marks is beautiful. It's normal, and suddenly you get so involved that you're like, you know what? Let me live that moment, even if you have it end. And that's what's how it is. This things happen. Shit happen, and that's when it become the divorce and the ugly
but
stuff
I
behind.
think she was smart enough to know that that guy was just a guy passing in the wind, because even those parallel scenes I found with the when she was in love with her husband, they're throwing pain at each other, and it was like this was like the best of times, and then it showed him later as a grump, and this is now the worst of times. And I think the scene with him splashing her was kind of like the scene with the paint. I was thinking, oh, that's kind of like when her and her husband were in love with the paint. I can't help but think in 10 years he's gonna be the grump guy. He's gonna be grumpy coming home. So I think it's I think that's life. People get bored of each other after a while. I guess it's your job to well, it's both people's job to try to keep it
Interesting,
interesting. Yes.
because I think by experience I can see I have lots of girlfriends, and we all girlfriend. I know guys is different. You guys don't talk about that, but we do talk, and I hear cases of some married ones say how is it her life and how this and this. You know what I tell them? To be honest, I say, do you ever make interesting in one night at least? Do you dress up? You do this? And they like, no. So what you expect? Maybe if you do it, or maybe if you let him know something, maybe it will be a change. And I think couple only see the ugly side, and when they see the ugly side, they don't want to show what they want anymore, what they like it anymore. They just keep for themselves, and years pass, and sometimes you have enough. Like, hey,
Yeah. And after a while, you feel that there's no going back. Or I guess in this case, there might be room for going back. Um, the end scene, there might have been room for going back. And maybe
because he look at different way
yeah.
now. Like she say, I was a wife, I was a mother. Now she's showing I'm a woman, I'm a sexy woman that she start loving herself. I think she did not love herself what she was doing. Like I say, she was just surviving day by day. She was not living. And marriage life is like that. People stop living. They just survive day by day. And that's why you only see the ugly side, you know. And sometimes you can agree it's better live with somebody before you get married, because when you're living, you really know who that person really is. And if you marry right away and you live before, kind of too late. You already make a big mistake. You're stuck. You know.
One scene I didn't like, I'd say, is a scene with her and her friend from school when they reunited, and oh, like she's expecting her to be she lives in like the really rich uh, apartment room or motel or hotel, or I'm not sure if that's a
Apart
hotel
hotel.
or
Apart
if
hotel, they call. It's like a temporary
anyway,
place.
it was
You rent it.
really high class. So she was thinking she's a stewardess. I'm not sure what kind of stewardess makes that much money, but and she tells her that she's a hooker, and I was thinking that's a stretch. Like she was like valedictorian of the school, and all of a sudden she's a hooker, and she basically says it to a friend that she hasn't seen in years, like it's nothing. Like, yeah, I'm a hooker. I'm I I'm a
Yeah,
homo
now
whore, and I'm living in, and for even if you, and I don't know how many hookers I know that live in these posh areas in London, but anyway, that was a scene that was a scene I didn't like at all. But other than that, I thought it was a good movie. I would probably rate it. I'd rate an 8 for this type of movie, like for a romantic movie. I don't watch a lot of them, but I think it's one of the better ones. I think it's an 8.
Yeah, I have to agree with you about this part of that friend. I think they could keep simple. Yeah, she turned out to be a very successful woman, but she was not gonna humiliate her about that. She's still nice and kind. She's the one who was really mean to her because she was jealous, you
She
know?
wasn't even really mean. She was just I don't know. I didn't see her as mean
She
when she was
was. She
young.
murdered her souffle with a knife.
No, she murdered her friend souffle with a knife.
No.
Shirley Valentine stabbed the souffle.
Yeah, from that smart girl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Oh, but
saying.
see, the smart girl was always not mean.
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
that Shirley was mean to her.
Right.
So Shirley was saying that when she saw her, she was thinking the nice one would be mean to get back to her, but show that was not. So I think it was not necessary to say she was a hooker.
Right. Me too.
Because it did not make sense at all. She'll be a hooker, you know. But anyways, I'll give it this movie at 8. I like the idea like she's talking to the camera.
Yeah.
The same time, so that means like she speak aloud her mind, her thinking, you know. And so it was like a reality show movie kind of they make this way, you know. Yeah, that guy, the Greek guy, like saying the same thing was really not a surprise. He would do that when she come back.
And another thing, I think the Greek guy I always thought looked a little bit like her husband, and I think they purposely did that because it kind of reminded her of how her husband was, like how her life was before when she first met her husband. And I think it's kind of like going back to rekindling her life. Like, oh, this is like a Greek version of her husband as a romantic, as whatever, and now this is her life now, kind of thing. That was the way she remembered her life to be. I think they did that on purpose.
I never imagined Greek guy who look like this. Because we in Brazil, sometimes we used to make a joke and say, oh, I wish a Greek come and sweep me in his horse. And when I look like people look like that, I didn't imagine. He looked Latino to me with that big mustache. So, and why they don't show the beautiful view of Greece? Like that white, one house on top of another.
But but I actually like the way he looked because it was realistic. When you get some Greek god
yes.
Yeah, but would some Greek god want a 40-year-old housewife? Like that is a fantasy life that I don't like movies like that. It's made up crap. This is reality.
But the way he look, he is a Don Juan. No, he don't look like a
but
Don Juan.
She didn't want a Don Juan. She wanted
no, but the way he Don Juan go to the next and
well,
the next
obviously
and the next.
She was.
So I expect better look. They should pick a better look guy, like a really godness.
I disagree. I think that part was good.
Anyway. I like when they jump naked in that water. That was nice. I want to do that too. It was really nice. Right. Yeah, so I give 8.
All right.
Thanks, Sandra, for picking the movie. I never saw this movie before. Yeah. It was very enjoyable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's our review on Shirley Valentine. Thank you for listening, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Horror Movie Review Maniacs, and our Facebook group, Movie Freaks Reviews.
And if you like this video, put your thumbs up. And if you have any comments or any idea what kind of movie you would like us to review, put your comment below. And please go to our Twitter and our Instagram, because we update everything what's going on in the Facebook and there. All right. So, thank you.
See you.
Bye. See you next time. Bye.